You see, I take the opportunity to practice my Toastmaster skills every time I can. In this case, well, thank you, Claudio, to share such a beautiful, absolutely beautiful video. And so, right now, just before our meeting will start in a couple of hours, I will just try to evaluate that video. But it's not really an evaluation, it's a description on what we can learn from it. And we can analyze that video from so many different levels. We can start with a very basic level of grammar and English usage. I understand they were at Harvard, so I guess all of them had a pretty wide vocabulary. But still, even if you didn't get all the words were used in such a way that you could understand their meaning. Words like vindication, peculiar, immeasurable, internalize, unbearable, quantify, skeptical, dehumanize, jargon, to ponder, to despise. And this is just part of all the words that he used so easily and that we can learn from. From another level, we can improve our Toastmaster skills. Just have a look at the way he used pauses, eye contact. He was moving the head and trying to watch all parts of the public. And the vocal variety, it was such a great use of vocal variety. He paused, and then when there was something important to describe, his speech was slow and grave in tone, until it was faster and faster and louder when he wanted to really talk about something important. Just to pause again. So there's something we can really learn from him. And then we can analyze this speech from a different level, from a psychological point of view. Because right from the beginning, he was able to capture the feelings of the whole audience. How did he do it? Well, first of all, he talked about his family and his very old grandmother, 93, if I recall it well. So who doesn't like his own grandmother, if she's still alive, of course. So with one single concept, he captured all the old people in the audience and everybody who loves their own grandmother, basically everybody. Then he pointed out that he was on sacred land from the Indians. So of course, every American still feels a little bit bad about the fact that not them directly, but their ancestors, they exterminated the Indians. And now the Indians have to live in very small community with basically no rights. So of course, it was a very strong, emphatic concept to call to unite all his public. And then again, it was not even enough. He used some very well-known sayings like, back in my day. Who doesn't know about that? I mean, all fathers and mothers use that way of saying. And so he made another connection, another strong connection to the public. So at all levels, he made a great speech. Even the conclusion was a link to the beginning when he was describing this back in my day. And there's really nothing I can tell him how to improve it. Just, I will leave it as an exercise to you, the viewer. There is one point in the video where he had to make a list of 3 things. And after the second, he kind of forgot about the third one. And so he waited for 1 second too long. but he was able to recover it. And I even think that you didn't get it because I rewatched the video twice just to catch this, to find a small detail that can be improved, but it's just a stupid detail. But as an exercise for you, please rewatch it and try to find this small detail. My conclusion, like you were saying back in the day, well, my conclusion would be for you, maybe you don't really know too much about American history, but even with all the problems that America has right now, I think it is still the greatest country. Why? Well, he was a black guy. He is a black guy. Until 1956 in Alabama, one of the 50 states in the United States, until 1956, black men had to stay on the back of the buses. They could not stand in the front. 1956. Well, 5 years later, one black man was born. And in his 50s, that man became the first black American president. So to me, the fact that you can live in a country while black men cannot mix with white men, and 50 years later, a black man can become the president of the United States, well, to me, that's the best way you can describe the power of democracy. Thank you.